Happy New Year.
Boom, boom.
Bro, this ain't East Side.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Happy New Year, bro.
Welcome to a new episode of
Jazz Juice and Jam.
It's great to be back.
Yeah, man, feels good.
It's been a minute.
It's been too
It's
long.
been
Too long. We've been busy.
I mean, we pretty much got mobbed last time. It's like, when y'all gonna do the show?
You got mobbed. I was the one trying to be security, and then I got mobbed.
Hey, man. I mean, that jacket definitely looks secure.
Hey, man. Hey, bro, don't do that. Hey, don't. I know you ain't talking with that little XXXXL hoodie on.
Hey, look, the Lakers play today.
Yeah.
Brock, you got the goat over there.
His headline pushed back a little
The
bit.
goat hanging with the goat. We're getting started already. It's great to be back, man. We've been super busy, but we try to make a commitment to kind of keep these episodes going. We got some, big plans in store. We got some great interviews coming, and
A lot.
maybe a little different location. We're gonna still be in this kind of studio
Environment.
room. Yeah, but we want to add some different flavor to it. So, bro, what you been up to, man?
Man, working a lot, playing a lot, developing a new sound on the bass where you're trying to get that bass back. You're really trying to get that wrist motion going again and try not to injure yourself because, man, we play hard because of one person. We always go, all right, let's go. Go.
You saying it's my fault?
I'm not saying it's your fault.
Insert footage
What I'm
of
saying.
Bernard breaking his bridge.
So I gotta find a new way to play. It's been working. So new ways and new sounds and developing and trying to be a better person on this planet called Earth. What about you, bro? What you been up to?
Man,
What was last year?
being a dad, first of all,
Yeah,
that's a whole thing.
Boy, the baby getting big.
She's getting
man.
big. She's getting big.
I'm about to get a shotgun.
I know. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, just been working. Working. Committed to taking more chances, doing more things, bro. It's like it's time. We've talked about this,
Yeah, too many.
off topic, but it's time to just kind of venture out and grow and take some chances. And sometimes that means like putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Not falling into what's convenient. So I'm excited about the new year. I'm excited about just new possibilities.
How the reads going, bro?
The Reeds are doing good, man.
Good.
We had a little fight with COVID ending and getting band kids back. And if you're watching this, keep your kids in band. It's good for them. It was great for us.
It was good.
Look how we turned out.
Great.
No, but the Reeds are doing good. We also do truly mouthpieces and ligatures, and as you might see some of that clutter and all of that wonderful stuff behind me. But it's doing good, man. Life is about progression. We're gonna start the Jazz Culture magazine back up.
There you go.
Featuring Willem Hombrucker's gonna be on the next cover.
Yeah,
It's gonna be pretty dope.
my basement tour.
Yeah, that's right. You got any questions for him? Inside story. No, man, but we on here for. I feel like we're on this planet, like you said, called Earth.
On Earth.
Not for only so much time, and it's better to do at least say I tried to do a thing and not be safe.
That's it.
That's
it. That's what it's about, man. Sometimes it goes back to planting a tree. Every tree has to spread its roots in order for it to find new water. It doesn't stay in the same spot. It keeps spreading out.
Do you say every tree has to find new roots?
Yeah. Think about it, bro. How you ever planted a tree? How you ever planted a tree and dug up some
What's in your
roots?
cup, bro?
My plant people will understand my analogy that I put out there in the world.
I mean, I was gonna let you do it. You was being
I'm
deep,
sober.
No, man, you know I feel you. I get what you tried to say.
Right on, bro.
Greener pastures.
Hey, what did Shannon say today? What's the next segment?
He said, "Jen, let's go." Woo! So okay. You know, we usually do guess the juice, kinda, right?
Yeah.
But
we're not gonna do that.
We ran out of juices. There's only so many juice titles with names.
I think we should give the audience a chance to tell us what juice company we should try.
Oh, okay.
And start going through those juice companies.
And then also, if you would like to have your juice or drink of choice sponsored on Jazz Juice and Jam,
there you go.
You know, you can hit us up in the description with the email. We'll sponsor you.
That's
it.
You
know, pay us, we'll do it. You know,
we'll do it.
You know, anybody has any product. I mean, you know, lawn care service. You need some lawnmowers. You know, it's like we're equal opportunity podcast
investors.
That's right. So we actually are gonna play some blues for you.
There it is.
Leading into the next segment, and we're gonna kind of call this like our intermission, you know, because this is Jazz Juice and Jam.
Right.
And we talk, we drink, but we need to play.
We gotta play, man. We're jazz musicians.
So this tune actually is in connection with our next segment. Or our next couple segments where we tell you about the albums we like.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see you in a minute.
You got it, bro.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed that one. That was called One for Daddy O.
Yeah.
Which is gonna kind of tie to our next segment, right? Which is
Father's Day.
It's the albums you should check.
Oh, the albums you should check out. Yeah.
off the
You
cobwebs.
said one for Daddy O. It's like Father's Day, but gotcha.
I'm the dad here. I mean, unless you got something you want to tell us.
I'm Pappy.
So who is somebody that's doc sending you a message right now?
Hey.
He got all the checks.
Hey.
No, but
You want to go first?
I'll go.
You want me
I'll
to
go first. I'll go
You
first.
got a
Since
whole
you talked
synopsis.
Hey man, look, I came prepared with the authentic Miles Davis autobiography. Yeah, this is a great book. Probably the great book about jazz, and it's in his own words. I actually got a chance to meet Quincy True, who helped put it all together, and it's a great book from start to finish. So the album that I'm actually going to pick off is one that's really special to me because it's the first jazz album I ever checked out.
Okay.
I always think, and if you all have gone back and saw the interview I did with Russell Gunn,
Yeah.
I thank him every time because he gave me he mailed me like a box full of like 10 records in it, and this was the one that was in. It's called Something Else. It's actually a record by Cannonball Adderley, but you really wouldn't know it for the simple fact that Miles is on it, and Miles a lot of times is leading the melody, takes the first solo, and it's the sound of the record in general is very
Miles.
It's very Miles influenced. I remember being like 16 years old trying to play some of these solos, and I couldn't hear Cannonballs, but I could hear Miles's, and the understanding of it and trying to figure out harmony and stuff. So this album features, I should say, the musicians, and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm gonna read it from my handy dandy notebook.
We already know who the bass player is.
So obviously it's Cannonball Adderley, Miles Davis, Hank Jones, Sam Jones.
Sam Jones. That's what I say. You know who the bass player is.
And this is some great Art Blakey playing. I believe the song that we just played, One for Daddy-O, if you all go and listen to it on the record, I think that's some of Miles's best solo. I think that's probably one of his best solos ever. It's super soulful, super thoughtful, and this album came before Kinda Blue, but you can hear, as Bernard said, this direction that specifically with Miles, where it's like more spacious, more thought out, some note choices. This is a special record, and all the songs, it's like probably why I try to put out music like this. It's like every song complements each other. They all have this darker timbre. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't get too bright. Even when the songs get bright, it's like, Hank Jones kind of knows how to get in and get out.
But Sam. Ooh, those bass lines, man, I mean.
He's laying it down. And it's probably the most known version of Autumn Leaves out there.
Yeah.
That's
the only version.
Well,
that's the only version.
That's the only version.
If you don't know that version, man, you're a jazz musician.
And the reason why that version is kind of so cool, I found out looking it up, is that Miles, of course, was influenced by Ahmad Jamal, and he got that arrangement from some stuff that Ahmad Jamal was playing, and it just goes to show
Shout out to Ahmad Jamal.
Shout out. He's still around. Still sounding great. You don't know who Ahmad Jamal is, go check him out. Go check out Poinciana. This record starts with Autumn Leaves, which is beautiful. Miles is sounding so good on it. Then Love for Sale, which is another bad tune they're swinging. I like it kind of starts with this like Latin thing. And then they start swinging. Cannonball really takes like that force in most of these solos, which allows Miles to be reserved. That's like the genius. The next one is called tune that Miles wrote called Something Else, which is kind of like this call and response, bluesy, but it doesn't sound. Sometimes it sounds major, blues. Sometimes it sounds minor. It's
a blues.
That's true. It's a dark. I'm telling you, everything about this record is kind of. I don't know. Dark is the word that I'm using, but it's almost like mysterious. It's like this, great record. Of course, after that, it's called One for Daddy-O, and so that I kind of know what I'm talking about. The next one is the beautiful tune called Dancing in the Dark. So they knew
where they were going.
The direction. One for Daddy-O is recorded by Nat Adderley. A couple of the other tracks is called Bangoon, which is by Hank Jones. He wrote that. And then I don't know. They say that on the bonus track. They said there's an alternate take of Autumn Leaves.
Yeah.
I've
there it
never
is.
heard that.
It's on Spotify.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, well, I gotta go check. See, even I gotta check some out. But this record was very instrumental for me as a young man. I tend to tell a lot of young musicians when they're first trying to hear stuff to get this record because it's everything in it. It's rhythm changes, it's a blues, it's a standard. I mean, it's really the foundation of everything you want to play. And Miles Davis, you know, Cannonball, his lines are very complex, and you can hear dexterity in this sound.
Right.
You know, Miles Davis is a spacious approach. You can kind of know where those notes are. You know, Hank Jones has this ability to kind of be like the best of both worlds.
Right.
Play sparse, but also give you these like super
Mhm.
bluesy, complex lines. So this is a great record. It's called Something Else. Something, not something. There's a difference. If you put something else, it may not come out, but it's something. Something Else. Beautiful record. Blue Note was really putting out some amazing stuff, man. So I mean, bro, I hope you got some heat, cause like
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
came prepared.
I didn't know we were gonna do it like this year. The couple times we've been doing it, we'll just tell you the album. Look at some of the clip notes of it, and then we'll continue on
Hey,
through
we
the
stepping
segment.
it up. I told you stepping it up.
I just checked this album out 2 weeks ago. It's Robert Hurst's album. Robert Hurst Presents. It's actually one of the cool. It's a fascinating album. Like a lot of bass players, when they put out albums, they tend not to be, good albums.
The bass player albums.
The bass player albums are not really good. They're dragging the whole time, and you're listening to it and you
careful.
fall asleep. Hey, bro, look, I'm a bass player. They know. They know.
Hey, as long as
If you
you
want to
say-
contact me, here's my email. You want meet me at the bar, I'll
We'll
tell
put
you
it
how
down
I
there.
really feel. So most bass player albums are kind of slow and draggy and puts people to sleep. Kendrick actually put me onto this record. It was one song, A Cray. Did I say that right?
Yeah. It's
I
an
said that
acronym.
right. It's
so-
an acronym, yeah, so I'm trying my best.
Yeah, it's a
It's
fire
a crazy-
tune.
Man, if y'all haven't listened to the album, this is probably one of the best. Like, these are all originals.
Which is
The
very
whole album
gutsy
is
to put
originals.
a first record.
First record, all originals, and they are blazing through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the best hard bop or post bop
That's a good. It
albums for
goes
bass
between that
players.
line.
Yeah.
For sure.
bass players. You can actually say, I've been checking out the record and even like the Walk Up the Grease. That is a fire tune. I like the whole album. So that's all I can compare with. Y'all check that album out. It's really good. It came out in 1993. So that tells you
I was
the people on it. I'm gonna tell you the people that are on the record too. Of course, if you know who Robert Hurst was playing back then, Kenny Kirkland. Yeah, that's the goat. Stop.
Rest in peace.
Jeff Tate Watts,
Yeah.
who
The Tainted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Branford Marcellus. And then you also have Marcus Belgraves playing trumpet.
Yeah. He sounds good.
And man, he was fire trumpet playing. So
You know what
It's
I
a great record.
what I like about it too
yeah, go ahead.
is that like Bob Hurst takes the first solo,
Yeah,
which is
gusty, bro.
and it's blazing and it sounds like you said it's like it's very
you don't hear that.
you don't really hear that now because the natural timbre of that instrument is to be softer and it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But he comes in
Blazing.
playing some amazing lines that even me as a saxophone player I'm just kind of like, oh, this is really impressive.
Yeah, I was impressed, man. I was listening to it the whole time, like, oh,
So we know what you're gonna be practicing on.
back to my Oscar Pettiford. But nah, it's a great album. Check out that album. Especially like when we start talking about decades of jazz. It's starting to get important now to where people are like, we don't know what jazz records to check out, and you
Yeah.
have some educators that go, well, check out really the 50s and 60s of jazz, which we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Those early jazz, like the 1920s and 30s, when they started recording stuff. Man, they're playing so much stuff.
Yeah, it sounds great.
So
yeah.
I think every decade it's important to go instrument by instrument, go down 5 albums of each instrument. So like, top five. Listen to these.
Yeah, and it's great that you picked the era that's like kind of like outside, because the 90s doesn't get as much love
No, they don't,
as it,
man.
as it should.
They
you
don't.
know,
And they had some killing players in the 90s.
and they were kind of responsible for almost the revitalization of jazz. It's like it was kind of starting to fade out, and other genres were really starting to be popular. But so it was certain cats that was like still committed to the swing and bringing that sound back. So,
Yeah,
you did your work, bro.
I did what I came to do. But next time, I'm gonna have a book too.
You're gonna have a book.
I might just phone a friend.
I mean, bro, look, you know what?
I might phone a friend.
I ain't gonna be mad at you.
I'll
You
bet
know,
you
cause who knows where we gonna be next? You know, we might have to do some phone. We might have a
You
friend
might have a friend here.
in here. You know what I'm saying?
CT.
How do you want to know?
Alright.
I don't.
Hey, bro, you ain't gotta worry about it. You ain't gotta worry about it. They call me Baby Sugar out here for a reason. In the segment, bro.
Baby should. Wow. And on that note,
In the segment.
things are already starting to get heated up, as you can tell. It's only fitting. We
It's
start
only
getting
fitting.
into these
It's only
controversies,
fitting
bro.
because you know what's
Yeah. I mean, this. Let's go. Hit the
Alright, hit the
controversies.
controversy.
All right, so we back for this episode's controversies.
Uh-oh.
We're going in a little different direction, right?
Come on now.
We're going to talk about one of the greatest jazz movies that's ever been done, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
In your opinion.
it's a great movie, and it doesn't end with the cliche of musicians being drug addicts, but that's
Or dead.
yeah, so that's a whole nother segment. Of course, we're talking about the legendary movie by Spike Lee called Mo Better Blues.
Yeah.
Came out in 1990.
Yeah.
Features Denzel Washington, Wesley
Go.
Snipes,
So,
of course Spike Lee. Such a great cast, and the band is fire. The band is, Branford Marsalis, Kenny Kirkland. Some of the people we said, Robert Hurst. I mean, it's ties
the same
into
group.
what you're saying.
It's the same group.
Terrence Blanchard is on trumpet, and I
Mhm.
believe Wynton is towards the end on it
Yeah.
as well. So it's a great movie. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows about Mo Better Blues. If you don't, rent it, buy it, go find it. It's definitely
It's
one
really
you should
good.
check out.
It's really good, man.
I'll let you go first this time.
I know I can go first because I did my research.
Alright.
I don't have a book.
Okay.
I watched the movie though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's go down something real quick. I'm gonna start with this. When we watch musicals on films, there are some of the worst acting on an instrument ever. Like to the point where I literally skip over music scenes that they're playing because they just suck. Wesley Snipes and Denzel did the best job I've ever seen in my life. Like, when I was little watching the movie, I literally thought Denzel was playing the
He's
trumpet.
actually that's good.
I literally thought he was playing the trumpet. I said, there's no way this dude is just a really good actor. So, I'll get that's first point. Second point is, when you watch the movie, we gotta talk about family life. Bleak's mom was hard on him. He never got a chance to go outside. I'm gonna come back to that.
Because you know how I feel
Yeah,
about
never
it.
supposed to go outside. Buddy was 10 years old, maybe younger. And he never really played outside with his friends. It was weird.
I don't know if
like
it
that.
was.
I didn't like that movie, bro. I
It was
didn't like
never-
that, man.
She said when you get finished practicing,
But how long is he gonna practice? That boy was
She
already,
said, "You gonna play the scales?"
bro, he already 15 minutes in. He a kid, bro.
Oh, that's not.
He a kid.
I
He a
think
kid.
at the
He a
same
kid.
time, a kid can have structure, especially a young man at that point. But all right, go ahead.
I say
It's your turn. It's your
kids
turn.
should practice 30 to 45 minutes. And let them go be a kid. But if you watch the end of the movie, Bleak lets his son go outside and play with his friends. That meant something. That means he learned from his past mistakes. And we're gonna keep going back from the past to the present. We're gonna keep doing it. Another big thing we can talk about: his relationships with two women, Indigo and Clark.
Glad you remember the names.
I was looking at their names because I definitely remember Clark's name.
Sidna Williams and Joey Lee, which is my big sister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know that was a sister?
No.
Look over.
Oh, I wouldn't know that. But one of the best scenes in the movie when they both came in the club wearing the same dresses. Now we have experienced that before. Where not us. No, I would never. Let me tell you something. You don't tell people where you play at. All right. Let me tell you something.
There you
That fellas, if you out there.
You know what?
Let me tell you something. No,
Wow.
we talking about the movie,
Wow,
but we
wow,
gonna
okay.
hold on now. Let me talk. Let me tell my side of the story.
Okay,
This
as
is
long
the
as
truth.
you know this is his side of the story.
This is my side of the story, fellas. If you playing somewhere, say you playing there at a different time, so your lady doesn't know, so you get another lady to get up in there. All right, and then you go, hey, I see you later somewhere, and then you guys can leave. Now that's a point I'm just gave you guys. Came in with the same dress, bro. Funniest scene in the movie. What did he say? Shadow. Take Claire Clark for me. I'll get the other one. That was a funny scene. Every musician can relate to that scene.
No, speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for myself.
Speak for yourself.
I was speak for myself. My bad. But Bleak's relationship with Indigo was it's a very weird. Like, to me, I don't think he really loved her until something bad happened to him.
I agree.
And then when something bad happens, it's like, where does my life go from here?
But she was stable.
She was.
She was the stability. She was a teacher.
She was the rock.
Yeah, her career choice was being a teacher.
Yeah.
Versus Clark, who wanted to be a musician,
Mhm.
a singer.
And Clark, I find it funny how when Clark and Bleak were in bed together, Clark asked Bleak, hey, you mind if I sing one with the band? And that boy Bleak said no.
I mean, bro, that's very. I mean,
Controversy.
like first of all, the study of Clark is that Clark didn't really respect his time or his.
No.
You know, like he practiced
No.
and he's like, it's 2:00. What am I doing at 2:00? You practicing? Let me up anyway. Like it's like, if you were serious, and this gets into a little bit of what we talk about. I'm gonna say it regarding vocalists or just like musicians in general
Controversy.
that wanna, that particularly wanna play with us and things like that. It's like there's a seriousness that comes with it, and she should have been respecting his time. You
And
know,
she never did.
she didn't respect his time. And then number two, it wasn't like, oh well, what you practicing on?
Yeah.
Like maybe I could learn some of that. Like it wasn't about that. And then all of a sudden, like you said,
Yeah.
after the event, then she wanted to say like, oh, I think I'm ready. He's like, for what?
Right.
To sing with the
Can we be honest? She couldn't sing jazz. That's why she never was on stage.
I mean, she didn't sound bad.
Bro, she was
but-
doing one tune, man. She doing what all them singers do. You sing on a ballad.
I mean, no. Well, look,
Just give me a shot.
I just
And they
think,
sing
I think,
Summertime.
yeah, I think Spike Lee did a great job with having them too, because one is this stable, figure that's like 100% not even. She didn't even like to
No.
come to clubs,
No, she didn't.
but she liked his music,
Yeah.
but she didn't like coming to club. Whereas Clark was definitely an environment of
he
coming
had
to the
him a
club.
good Christian girl.
Sure. I mean, I think that's very interesting. Like study. I think I want to interrupt your points, bro.
Well, it's all good, bro. I got some more things I can talk about, but you go ahead.
Well, the whole movie
I'm not done though.
Well, we'll interject.
All right,
in
I'm
there.
about to interject.
Okay. Because for me, the whole movie, I love this movie, but I have a love-hate relationship with the movie.
Why is that?
And
Are we
I
gonna
got-
talk about the band?
yes,
All right, cool. That's my next point.
and I got a point that's going to change the way, and nobody knows it because it's never mentioned in the movie.
It's
But
not.
it's mentioned in the trailer. It's going to change the whole way you feel about it.
It is.
But before I get to it, I'm going to go to your point first. It's like with his mom. The thing that made him great was the fact that she had his priorities be with his instrument. I think that
Wait,
oftentimes people, and this is me, but oftentimes people that end up being great, their relationship, they don't get the luxury of kind of like, I don't know, getting to play with the kids or,
Yeah.
or having that kind of thing. I mean,
sometimes we don't. I remember growing up where we're literally like, I can't play today. I got practice.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that like my own particular upbringing was like I was into that instrument, I was into the horn, and for my own purposes of just growing up as an adolescent, that was my coping, that was my escape. So, I mean, it's for a lot of people that are great, that become great. LeBron James, even it's like go Lakers, hope y'all win. No, but there's a little bit of a sacrifice. I mean, if we're going to be honest, I'm not saying he shouldn't be a kid, but she didn't say you couldn't go at all. She just said after you gonna play the scales. but then you do see, it's a balance. I see what you're saying, because even when he's an adult, he's playing catch with his dad.
He's playing catch with his dad.
And and he doesn't really have a friendly relationship
No.
with anybody but the band and
How does it turn out?
and
And
the-
the manager.
the manager.
Your
Manager's
manager's-
his boy, but he's a bad manager.
I mean,
He's
that's the worst manager I've ever seen in
Spike
my
Lee
life.
character was Giant,
Yeah.
which is
My name Giant.
it's
Hey, that boy Spike, why he play the same character in every movie though?
well,
That bothers me. Every movie he let's walk down the street. Come on, Red.
I mean, this cat, he has problems. He's stirring the pot. It's like, I mean, you
asking
have a
the band members for money.
You asking the band members for money. You the manager. The saxophone player is playing long solos and it's like that passive aggressive.
He killing the solos though.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The context matters.
Context doesn't matter. Maybe Bleak should focus more on the horn than focusing more on the women in the audience.
He wasn't focused on it. And just
Just saying.
come on. We've had this experience on jam sessions where the sax solo goes.
That's a
little
jam
long.
session. But if we playing and it's killing, yeah. Now we gonna give you a look after a little while. Be like, hey,
Come on.
alright,
Come on,
this
this
kinda
is.
ended. But
I mean,
if
they
you
could have
watch-
him play 10 minutes in the movie.
no, but if you watch the movie, which you did, if you watch the movie,
I did.
you remember during that scene, Bleak goes and talks to Giant. Giant's like, hey, he's taking the spotlight from you. Now, you can't hate on that. I'm a firm believer that the band, if everybody in the band's killing, like there might be moments where, I'm doing a pretty good job at the bass, so I'm going to go for one more chorus.
Yeah.
Bleak kind of didn't do that,
But-
bro.
but-
It was
but-
a lot of jealousy
No,
right there.
okay. I will say Giant did make him. But what did Bleak do? He didn't just go right ahead and start playing. He gave him that tap on the shoulder. As you see when he in the middle of he hit him on the bass like, hey, at the end of the course, he like kind of hit him like that. Okay, bro.
Yeah,
you
but he
killed
could
him.
have went for one more.
He did go for another one, and then he went for two. He's like, this is after he hit him, and then he starts playing. Then he's
Whose fault is that? Bleak should have played. Hey, you should have played better, dog.
No, bro. So, like when you're in a situation, see, our situation's a little different because it's quartet, and everybody's voice is special in a certain spot where it's needed.
Yeah.
When you start adding extra horns, come on, we've played in a context where we have a horn player
No
and
comment.
And there is a certain balance. Like even me, I know like there's only so much I can go because especially if it's not my band.
Especially if it's not, I'm gonna tell you not to go there.
It's like, come on, you're like, it's the etiquette. You know, when you're doing quartet, everybody can go for the gusto because it's like.
But you know, I realized like Mo Better Blues is taking scenarios that actually happen in real life. So that scenario was like the Miles and John Coltrane where Miles, I can't remember the name of the tune. It's the studio tune where Miles interrupts John Coltrane. Yeah. Milestones. Remember, John Coltrane's playing, and
Miles does
come in and go, "Hey, bro, get out."
You know, but I don't think it was animosity. I just think Miles was just kind of like, because sometimes when you play too long, and this is from somebody that likes to play a lot. Play a long time.
Man.
But
a long time.
I do think that sometimes you can lose the essence of what the song is and the audience.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, if you got a book and you're like, man, I want to do these 7 tunes because they all have a good mood and they complement each other.
We don't get to it.
You know, we only getting the 4.
I mean, we did the Alton Jazz Festival over the summer. This dude Kendrick, he said, "All right, so we got these 7. It was 7 or 8 tunes." I looked down and said, "Bro, you know good well we only gonna play 3 or 4," and it worked. It really worked
because of the way we play. You know,
because of the way.
You know, but what I will say, to drop the bomb on everybody, that's gonna change.
Hold on, bro. Wait, before we do that, I got one more point.
Go ahead.
Before we do that, one more point.
I'm ready to.
I know. This is the last point. Giant is the worst manager of all time. First of all, the camera angles that they put on Giant, Spike Lee, Spike Lee's a genius, but the camera angles they put on Giant, I'm like, bro, this is the worst acting I ever seen from a manager. And it actually, I know a couple managers. I'm not gonna call you out by name, but I know a couple. I was down in Nashville, bro. They would ask the band for money, and then they'll go around asking the people for money. And then they go, well, I got debt. I'm like, bro, maybe you should focus on that first. And you see in the movie where not just the addictions of gambling, but you're asking Bleak, who's getting paid, and I know what your point is, but he's getting paid, and you're asking the band to cover your stuff. So now you already getting paid as a manager. I think he was getting about half of their money by the time it was all said and done.
I mean,
bottom
line, I don't disagree with you. He was like, Giant got him into most trouble and stirred a lot of fires that didn't need to be there. Disrespecting the piano player's girl. Even towards the movie where Bleak gets hurt. Yeah. The only reason he's in that position is because of Giant. Mm-hmm. If Giant was not involved,
he wouldn't even be.
He wouldn't even be out there in that alley.
Matter of fact, if Giant didn't do that last bet where he was like, "I'm just gonna double or nothing," and that was just stupid.
Well, he had a problem, but it's difficult because even as the word says, no greater love than a man would lay down his life for his friend, and sometimes that feeling covers a lot of multitude of faults.
It does.
And for all of Bleak's shortcomings, his relationship with his women, his life, relationship with the bands, his own insecurities. He has this relationship with his instrument that is like, it's not a healthy balance.
No.
But it is his way of coping with things. It's his way of dealing with things. And then ultimately, he has to deal with how to exist without it, which is like the part of the movie I don't really agree with or like.
No.
But the biggest thing that I found out one day on Facebook.
Come on, bro. Tell me something.
It was a trailer of Mo Better Blues I've never seen before, where the brothers, Mo and Larry Flatbush, they're advertising Bleak's quintet. Mm. They're only supposed to be playing 6 weeks with possible extension. So the context of the movie makes it feel like they're the regular group.
No.
They play here
No.
all the time.
No.
They need more money because the place is packed and they're playing. But they're only supposed to be there 6 weeks.
And bro, can we add something on that? Are they even on play? I think they're only playing on weekends.
Yeah, it's not like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
No,
Thursday, Friday.
I think it's like a Friday, Saturday type of deal. I really.
So can you imagine it from the context of a musician? You're only supposed to be playing for 3 days, for just the weekends for 6 weeks, and arguing on backstage, bringing women backstage, like bringing people
Couldn't
that ain't
even
supposed to
last
be
6
back
weeks.
there.
Couldn't even last.
Got issues going on, and now you got thugs showing up with gambling issues, and then you coming up to the club guys. All this is like, we need more money.
No. Remember, not Bleak. Giant asked for more money.
Yeah.
They said we'll give you more money, and then Giant took.
Well,
the
they
money.
said you signed a contract. No. They
No,
said
they
you
did.
signed no. I remember this way. They said you signed a non-refundable contract.
Yeah.
Because then they kind of disrespect them and say, "Come on, go shoot some hoops," or whatever. Which is definitely it's a
Hey, be careful.
gotta be careful. Why,
Treading on a hard subject.
Brian? Look.
Because you know how we get treated.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Y'all can go play in the kitchen. I don't care. Watch the show. So that's some real.
That is some
That's a real thing
They
that's
said-
said. And
controversy.
the context of the club owners is like it's most of the time cats that are individuals that aren't talented themselves but have the power to kind of like impact your life. I think even though in the context of them only being there, only having to play 6 weeks, if you're packing the place, if it's full, like they said, it was lines across the street,
Drinks are being sold.
and if you feel like you're bringing all this attention to the club that probably wasn't getting it,
Mm-hmm.
you deserve to ask for at least to try to ask for it, because it's like maybe the money they're getting is not justifying what's being brought in.
That's what
It's
because
like,
you remember that scene in the movie where they were showing the streets,
yeah, and it's
and
packed.
you looked at some of the clubs was empty. That club was packed.
Yeah,
I was like, man.
I mean it's one of those things where it's like but then to go further, we don't want to spend too much time on the movie because we could just talk the whole show
we
could
can
be
talk
the
about
movie.
the whole movie.
But they do say they do tell Bleak, we'll give you more money
they did. If
you have our cousin lawyer or whatever got involved. And it's amazing, like, why you couldn't just use my boy. Why you
Or
gotta
they
use...
say you gotta get rid of Giant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look, we just gotta be honest. The whole band say get rid of Giant.
Right,
The club owners are saying get rid of Giant.
right.
Your ignorance is what made you not want to play no more.
But to what you said, he didn't have many friends.
He did it.
He had one friend at the beginning. Who was that? Giant.
Giant. Yeah, I get it.
And
I get it.
and oftentimes, I mean, look at LeBron. He put up all those guys that he put up, and sent to school were his friends growing up.
Yeah.
And they run his business and
I mean, that's different. That's different.
I mean, they do a good job with it.
That's different.
But
Giant, on the other hand, bro,
he got him to no, but he did say, "I got you this," right?
He did. He got him that. But that was awesome when he was clean. Because remember, he was clean for a little bit, then he started going back to
You got to
gambling.
do something about the game. I agree. Yeah,
I mean, that movie
has layers. Has layers.
is probably the deepest jazz movie. It's way deeper than Soul.
Yeah, which is not really.
It's not a jazz movie. It's way deeper than La La Land. It's like there's so many jazz movies that come out, like Whiplash.
That's not a real jazz.
That's not unless you went to SIU and you
No,
experienced.
it wasn't like that. It wasn't. I mean, the only other jazz movie I could say that I liked, probably with that context, was
Coco.
no. It was Round Midnight with Dexter Gordon.
Ooh,
But even that's a
yeah.
great jazz, and it
Yeah.
has a lot of great musicians in it.
Yeah.
But still, the cliche,
Yeah,
the
it's-
jazz musician is a drug addict.
and they die.
You know, like Bird was the same thing, and it's like this movie I love is that he wasn't a
No.
drug abuser or user. He was just his drug of choice, probably his music, but he was just into that. You know what I mean? And it takes a certain person to lead a group of bad cats and to be able to perform. We talk about this all the time because we play on a weekly basis
Yeah.
to constantly
It-
bring this fresh, strong energy every
and
week
create different moods and
for
trying to
people
keep
that
it-
see you.
yeah.
You know, if you go to different cities, oh man, they're not gonna see. So you could stink it up, and
yeah,
they,
but
you ain't
when
gonna.
you hear it, man,
When they see you on a regular, you have to be
new
every time
tunes.
on fire. Yeah, new tunes, new experiences. It's a lot, and I mean, this movie. If you're a musician, if you're a music enthusiast, if you just want to, wonder about a little bit what's in the life of a musician. Now it is a movie, so it's Hollywood, so there's some things that are.
Yeah, but nah, they got it down to a T. Even
It's-
when
it's
Branford
close.
even when Branford was in the movie, that was hilarious.
I mean, it's close.
Or Jeff.
It's close. The part where they talk about an audience, who's in the audience, I think that's
Nah, that
important
was
too.
it was deep conversations in there where Spike Lee has a tendency to take a serious moment. It's serious for a little bit, but he knows how to get out of it.
Yeah, and it's
He
also
knows.
it should be noted that his father is a jazz bassist.
Yeah.
His father wrote the song Mo Better Blues.
Yeah, a jazz bassist wrote the most popular tune in the world.
That ain't the most popular. Kinda Blue.
Now it is not being no middle. No, stop,
What?
stop. No. Look, check the
Kinda
chart.
Blue is the
check
highest.
charts. Check the charts, bro.
That's the next controversy. We're gonna get
check
so
the charts.
so that
Why ain't you playing Mo Better Blues on the road?
Ah, shoot. So I mean, man, look. All in all, we can't talk about this movie without playing it, right?
Yeah.
So
Before we do that, but I gotta say one thing.
go.
Spike Lee took care of his boys. Denzel, Wesley Snipes, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
If you check out any of Spike Lee's movies,
He
you
keeps-
notice
he
he keeps
He keeps
those
his
three.
people. Yeah.
Like Spike Lee's definitely one of my favorite directors because he kept everybody employed the whole time.
That's beautiful.
That's
yeah.
all I gotta say.
And probably their career short because of it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, for sure.
Jungle
Like,
Fever and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, some of the best. Like even a Malcolm X movie, you see like him and Denzel's acting. Like
Oh, he's the John Coltrane back. I mean, he's
Yeah.
the greatest. Probably just because
yeah, that was some of the
they
best
actually
trumpet.
they actually went to jam sessions.
yeah,
And
which is crazy. Which is
so-
crazy.
good movie.
It was good, man. Good
Yeah.
topic, bro.
So we drunk a lot of juice,
Yeah,
talked a whole bunch.
a whole bunch.
Jazz, and I think it's time we jam, and it's only fitting, bro.
It's
that
only
we
we do the most popular tune of all time.
it's not the most popular, but a lot of people know this.
This is the most popular tune of all
Oh, we
time.
played two blueses on the set.
This
Bro,
is
you
a
should be
Bernard-
happy.
This is a Bernard Day,
I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the show.
and it's
so.
never gonna happen again.
No, it won't. Here's Mo Better Blues. Well, we hope you all enjoyed it. It's
There you
good to
go.
be back.
Yeah, happy New
2023.
Year.
Yeah.
My bad.
2023. Happy New Year, everybody. We got some stuff coming up. We,
Yeah.
you know, I would be remiss if I don't get a chance to announce that we're also working musicians. We're pretty busy, and we take this time out to you know, to play. But we do some things, bro. I mean, you want to tell folks what you got going?
I'm about to work on the album officially. I got the funds to do it now, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. And hopefully I'll be able to drop it in March or February.
You got a title yet?
I got a title. Yeah, I'm gonna. Man, I'm
You wanna
still
wait?
working.
Okay.
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
I'm still working. Hey, I might call it album Ellaby.
L-O-B?
Ellaby.
Ellaby.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
What about you, Ken?
Myself personally,
What ain't you working on?
I know, right? I'm everywhere. No, but also an album, one that's been long overdue, kind of. There's a couple of them.
There's
There,
2 albums.
actually 3. We're doing 3.
We're doing
working
3.
on 3.
You didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
You know, one is I have an acoustic band and I have an electric band, and then we're gonna do like a, if you can imagine it, we're gonna try to recapture the sound from 1950. You know, so busy year ahead. In addition to that,
What's the big thing?
working on shooting a jazz documentary
Uh-oh.
about the history of the music in this city.
Yeah. What's it?
The city of metropolitan East St. Louis area.
There you go,
know,
there you
it's
go,
that
there you go.
conglomerate. It's going to be great. It's like the untold story about the history here, the great musicians that have come through here, the great musicians that have inspired all of us. Some of them are on the wall, like Willie Akins, Hammy Blewett. It's a lot of just beautiful cats over here. And then also, we're working on a jazz fake book through the organization I'm doing. It's a whole bunch of wonderful things that are happening. In addition, that every week we do play on Thursdays at Local Legends in East St.
What
Louis
time?
from 8 to 11,
There you go.
512 Missouri Avenue. It's down the street from the GOAT, Miles Davis's house.
It really is.
It really, yeah.
It
So
really is.
it's a great hang, right? I mean, can you
It's
say
fun.
anything about it?
You funny. It's one of the nights like
Speaking of two girls.
speaking of 2 girls. No. It's one of the nights where East St. Louis, it's been a long time since there's been a consistent jazz thing there. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the last time somebody said it was like early 2000s, like 2001, 2002. And then, you know, Kendrick and I used to do a duo at the Catherine Dunham house, and we did that for, I think, 4 weeks. 2, maybe 4 weeks. And so, now this is a chance to bring jazz back to the city of East St. And it's one of the most positive things on a Thursday night. Like, when you get to go, it's like a certain energy down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
we had Greg Osby down there, and man, he was like, ooh, this is cool. I
Yeah,
like
he
this.
enjoyed it.
He
Yeah, he
enjoyed
actually
it.
smiled.
He actually smiled. I never seen him
We
smile.
had Emmanuel Hero
Emmanuel,
also, and
Jamal.
and some great cats have come down there. In addition, we still do our regular thing on Saturdays.
At Thurman's.
Thurman's now
Gallery
called
Pub.
the Gallery Pub on
At
Thurman's.
Thurman's.
From
You know
8
the
to 11.
address?
Yeah, it's 4069 Shenandoah Avenue. I'm good. I'm on them.
Yeah, you
That's,
on it. Look
that's
at
in
you.
St. Louis. Been doing this for a minute, but that's still a great hang. We played there. We
Mhm.
opened up for a jam session, and you all know we've had everybody up
Everybody
in
named
there.
Mama
Harry
up in
Connick's band, Tyler Perry's group has been in there. Jasmine Horns,
Yeah.
illustrious group has been in there. We've had people from all over the world, from Japan,
Yeah.
Ireland.
Victor Goins.
Victor
just came
Goins,
up in there.
the now president of Jazz St. Louis,
Yeah.
Victor Goins, who played with Marcellus and Jazz Lincoln Center for years, decades. He's come down and surprised
Yeah,
us. And
surprise.
yeah, he's wonderful. It's wonderful. You
Yeah.
never know who's
It's a
coming down
hang.
there, and it's an honor to be able to contribute music to our community,
Mm-hmm.
to do it on a high level, which I think
It's rare.
doesn't get we don't talk about that aspect enough about it. It takes a lot of rehearsal, a lot of thinking and arguing sometimes to just get it sounding right, and we're really serious.
4-hour phone call conversation.
Yeah, seriously. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade our life,
Speak for yourself.
my life for anything. I mean, there are some times that sometimes the life of being a musician gets a little,
Hectic.
taxing, because a lot of times people don't see the hard work and the sacrifice and the,
And that's why Mobile Blues isn't like that rehearsal scene when they're coming with rehearsals and buddies laid and we're trying to pass out new tunes and we're all looking at like, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
I'll explain it to you.
yeah,
That is literally just being a jazz musician.
and that's why, and we go to get off Mobile Blues, 'cause it's good, but that's why I have an issue at the end when he doesn't play anymore.
Yeah.
When it's like, because he tries and he doesn't succeed. There are stories of trumpet players. Dizzy Gillespie, he couldn't play the trumpet the way, but he found a new
He
way.
found it.
Freddie Hubbard couldn't
Yeah.
play the way, he had to find a new way, and even now the modern cat Nicholas Payton had
Yeah.
to revive the way that he plays. The thing about musicians is when you love it, when you really love it, you find that avenue of perseverance. Even though you may be bummed out for a minute, it's like
You gotta press on, man.
yeah,
What is the old song? I feel like going on.
yeah, the old trials are pressing.
Hey, bro, don't sing.
I feel like
Hey, go ahead and end the show, bro. Don't.
all right. Well, you said you started.
See, that's what's wrong with y'all.
Hey, look, man. Greater is he. It's me. Well, man,
Nah, it's good to be back.
bro, I appreciate
man.
you.
Yeah, man.
we're doing it. We got great things in store. Thank you all so much.
There you go.
This may have been a longer episode, but it needed. It's been a while.
Nah, it's been too long, man. Last time the episode was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah.
All right,
we
we
ain't
back.
no quickies around here.
If you have any questions, hit us up. Drop us a line. Anything you want to hear, any topic you would like for us to address, songs,
Type it in.
type it in. Peace.